answer is mate, because I want to do you slowly. I want to do you slowly.
A nation that had fought hard for respect on the world stage wasn't about to be bullied on the cricket pitch.
This really is going to be a great confrontation. This Kirtley seems to have fired himself up for this Test match. Stephen Waugh won't take a backward step, and now we've got Test cricket at its best.
Ambrose was just too good. I couldn't lay bat on ball. He was just past the outside edge, inside edge. I was getting a bit frustrated by that, and Kirtley, as he always did, would sort of bowl the ball, and then he'd run down, he'd be a couple of yards away from you, just stare at you. And he's a pretty intimidating sort of sight.
Here's Ambrose.
And after one particular bounce, he was down there again, and I just said, why don't you, so-and-so, go back to your mark, and he didn't like that too much. And I gave him a bit more advice after that, and that's when things got out of control, and I was left standing there thinking, I've smashed open a hornet's nest here. What am I going to do? I mean, it's on TV, there's millions of people watching. You can't look like a coward and back away now. You've got to stand there and pretend you're tough. So that's really what I did. I was hoping and praying that Richie Richardson was going to come in and pull him away, because he was far too big for me.
And they're exchanging a few words out there, batsman and bowler. It's just shows you how serious these two are.
Didn't matter if there were hand grenades in the pitch or a bowler running in with a rifle. Steve Waugh always wanted to be there. He's the most stubborn cricketer I've ever played against.
Certainly fired the crowd up here, Tony, and I wonder if this will be a little bit quicker.
And as you predicted, AB, it's got him fired up.
Well, certainly brought the Test match to life. I don't know whether the viewers can hear the crowd, but they're certainly loving this confrontation, and I must admit I'm enjoying this from 150 yards as well.
In the deciding Test in Jamaica, Steve Waugh would haul Australia into a winning position by scoring 200 runs over 9 grueling hours.
Can you just give me one more try at that?
Had to give.
Beautiful straight drive. No need to run for that.
And they'll come for the fourth, which will bring him up his 200.
One of the greatest moments in his career. Got Australians running out from everywhere here. Standing ovation here in Kingston.
On the final day of the Test, it fell to Shane Warne to bowl Australia to their first series victory against the West Indies for 22 years.
In the air. And he's gone! And that's it!
Well, I think in '95 when we beat the West Indies, that was the changing of the guard, where they were renowned as the best side in the world, and they beat everyone. We were the first side to beat them in the West Indies for a long, long time.
Wow.
Warnie, having a good time?
Yeah, why not, mate? Why not?
I woke up the next morning a little bit hungover. I had the whites on and the spikes, and I had the baggy green cap still in the head, so I had a nice indentation in my head for about a day.
And just let you have a listen to that.
By 2000, Sydney was hosting the Olympics, and Australia were the dominant force in world cricket, winning a record 16 consecutive Test matches. Their triumphs on the pitch reflected a country brimming with national pride and confidence. A mood Steve Waugh would evoke in his captaincy by connecting cricket to defining moments in Australian history.
Australia has a very simple and relatively unambiguous nationalism, and as a result he was able to draw on growing impulses, not just in the Australian team, but I think in the Australian nation in the period of his captaincy.
We respected the traditions of the game, but we wanted to create our own little traditions as well. Things like going to Gallipoli on the way to England was something that really bonded the side.
And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amid all the tears, flag waving and cheers, we sailed off for Gallipoli.
Talking about the battles, how there were 6,000 people killed in hand-to-hand combat on a piece of ground the size of 2 tennis courts, and we stood there, and this was where it actually happened. That bonded us as a side.
And he showered us with shell, and in 5 minutes flat, we were all blown to hell. Nearly blew us back home to Australia.
Stars of cricket paying homage to the heroes of our past. Cricket played a crucial role in the Gallipoli conflict. Today, at the exact spot it was reenacted.
I always had the feeling that it was more than just about the game and cricket for Stephen. There was a history of it, the tradition, the honour of upholding that standard.
That standard is symbolised by the baggy green cap, awarded just once to Australia's cricketers and treasured throughout their career.
The baggy green is something that the players have always worn. It unites us as a group. It's something that's given out to very few people. It's got great traditions, and to me it was like a badge of honour. Every imperfection I had on my cap told me a story, and it was part of my journey with me.
We love the fact that our 2 national animals are on the emblem, the emu and the kangaroo, and they're 2 animals that can't go backwards. They don't physically go backwards, so never take a backward step. So that's a source of great inspiration. That's why it's become so iconic. It sort of embraces everything about cricket, which in turn, in Australia, we feel embraces what's great about Australia.
That's a great thing, look at that. Whoa, there's the proudest man in the nation right now, on it goes.
Today, a new generation of Australian players wear the baggy green cap. And at the beginning of 2009, they were still the #1 team in the world. Just. Australia might have regained the Ashes with a 5-0 whitewash of England in 2007.
Oh, that's close.
But it was the last bow for many members of a once great team.
Girl, I'm sorry. I just want you to come back. I'll admit Justin Langer really can back.
And I think we always had a good balance of experience and youth. Maybe at the moment, just lost a few too many players at once. Langer, Martin, Gilchrist, Warne, McGrath. That invincibility, that aura, seemed to have maybe disappeared a little bit. Only time will tell.
Australia may no longer be the powerhouse that dominated cricket for almost 2 decades. But a nation that has come to define itself through sporting achievement will never lack the drive and desire to be the best.
We like winning, and we expect to win, and we should win, because we've got all sorts of natural advantages in this country. We're a prosperous first world nation with a long tradition of sporting achievement. Sport is a central part of our culture.
From Don Bradman's record-breaking feats to Richie Benaud's breath of fresh air, from the Chapel Gang's rebellious swagger to the sorcery of Shane Warne and the courage of Steve Waugh, Australia has a habit of producing heroes to suit the times. Somewhere in the suburbs or the outback, there will always be someone ready to pull on the baggy green cap and go out to conquer the empire of cricket.
Don't forget you can watch any of the episodes from the Empire of Cricket series on the BBC iPlayer. Highlights next on BBC Two from today's 2020 World Cup.
Bowling. Bowling.